Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Heidi and today I have a super exciting video to show you. It's the first I do ever and it's a book haul, which I'm excited about. So I got here some old books that I bought from thrift shop. My god, I can't say that word. And some new books I bought from different bookstores and online bookstores. One thing I have to say is that none of them is actually like new from this year or anything. They're actually quite old books, as in when they were written and published. But since I got into reading just this year again, after years of a reading slump, like years. Last time I read probably was when I was something like 19, because back then I started studying literature at university, and that kind of took away all my will to read for fun, because I was forced to read so many books for university lectures, essays, everything like that. So I kind of, when I stopped studying literature, I kind of like left it out. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So let's saw first my new ones, and I have here one big series, like huge, excuse me. So I have the Lunar Chronicles. And the first one, Cinder, which is absolutely beautiful. I have already read this a while ago, and I have known about this series for a long time, but for some reason I thought it's not something I would enjoy, which is weird, because this was totally something I enjoyed. And yeah, maybe it was good that it took me so long to get into this series, because now I can own this very beautiful edition. I'm not sure who the artist is, but they are gorgeous, like absolutely gorgeous, and I absolutely love these illustrations, like stunning. So I have already read Cinder, I have already read Scarlet, which is also beautiful, and I am currently reading Dress. I just started yesterday, and absolutely I think this is my favorite cover of them all. And then of course I got the rest of the series and all the add-ons. So I have Fairest, which is lovely red. I got also Winter, the final book of the series. I absolutely love this purple. I say too many times absolutely, but I love it. Like this. And then I got a short story collection, Stars Above, which I can't wait to get into too. So those were the Lunar Chronicles, and then I also got one more book from Marissa Meyer, and it's Heartless. I thought that this is something I absolutely want to own, and it's beautiful. Yes, and it sounded like something I really enjoy, and the origin story of the Queen of Hearts and how she became who she is now as we know her. And well, this cover is beautiful, and also look at this, like, oh my god, I'm such a okay, I sound like all I care about is how beautiful the book is, but let's admit it, beautiful books are nice to own, and if I want one book, I want as beautiful edition as I can to have of it. And these other ones. Then other new books I got are new books. I mean, this also is already has been a long time on my TBR list, and it's Porography by Christina Lauren. And I actually don't know much about this. Or maybe I know everything I need to know about this. And it's that it's about this boy whose friend encourages him to write a autobiography of himself and his life as a queer kid, as a gay, and then there's this other guy who when they fall in love, and I'm not sure how that happens, but I've heard a lot of good things about this, and I thought maybe finally I'd buy it because it's been on my TBR for years now. And I got this very nice paperback edition, which is floppy, and I love floppy books. Then the next book, which is Sassy by Madeline Miller, I loved the Song of Achilles, so I had to get Cersei and as a hardcover edition because it has beautiful map inside as well as beautiful cover. Like, this is gorgeous. And this tells the story of Sassy, the witch from the ancient Greek mythology, and about her life. I'm not sure about what else it tells about. I've heard that it's a lot of like a bloodless book. It's mostly like the feeling, atmosphere, and the life Cersei lives. So I'm excited about this because Madeline Miller's language is beautiful. She knows how to write beautiful lyrical fiction. Then I already said that I have read the Song of Achilles, but I read it and borrowed it from a library, so of course I had to get an edition of my own because back then I didn't get one. And so the Song of Achilles, it's not edition I would have preferred to have, but it's actually quite beautiful. It took some while for me to get to warm up to this one, and I'm actually happy I got it because, to be honest, I think this is more beautiful than the original red one. And it's a paperback, and I have nothing against paperbacks, but maybe I would have preferred on a hardcover copy of my favorite book. But this is all I got, this is all I found, and this is much better than the other paperback book I found, because this is beautiful. So we have something that I heard is a little bit controversial, and it's the Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. I decided to get this book because I read Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, and I already have Carry On, but because of Fangirl, I kind of got discouraged to read Carry On because I didn't enjoy the parts of Carry On in Fangirl. But I really liked and enjoyed Rainbow Rowell's way of writing, and this was one of the most highest rated books of hers. And yeah, I heard a little bit of stuff that she doesn't write well Korean characters with Spark here, and I read that after I got this book, but I still think I'm going to read this because it's important to make your own judgments, I guess. And yeah, but it's always good to be critical with literature. It's always good to be critical with everything you read, though enjoyment first, of course. I think my university self is coming through. Don't be that critical of everything you read, actually. Just enjoy it. If it's enjoyable, enjoy it. Don't read too much into it. Then next up we have The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I don't know why I had to check out the name, because of course I knew what the heck this is. But yes, it's a Finnish edition actually. And I had looked at this for a while at a thrift store, but it wasn't the edition I wanted, it was movie cover edition. And I'm not that much of a fan of movie covers. So I decided to get this in Finnish because, well, Finnish is my native language, and I thought that this is something I want to lend to people, probably. I decided to get a pretty one right away. This is Tolkien's own illustration, if I understood correctly, and it's beautiful, absolutely. And one thing about Finnish hardbacks is that they don't often have these dust jackets on. They are just straight out hardcover where there is printed this picture. Oh, look at that. Look at that, so gorgeous. And I'm super excited to get into this because I haven't read Hobbits ever. Then the final, not the final book, but the final new book that I got from a bookstore that is new for me is Stephen King's Misery. And as you can see, this is also a Finnish copy. I have been wanting for a while now to read Misery because for some reason it spoke to me. Some reason it spoke to me to read about an author who gets kidnapped by her number one fan, biggest fan, and gets mentally and physically tortured. I don't know. Before this I had only read Pet Sematary, and for some reason I thought Misery would be perfect next one, and to be honest, I have already read this and I absolutely enjoyed this much more than I did enjoy Pet Sematary. I thought this was creepier, scarier, because it was more close to home. Maybe I think that horror is more scary for me if it's actually something that could happen to you than it is if it's something more supernatural. I see it as more supernatural then, which is also good and fine as a horror. I love watching supernatural horror movies, but for some reason I thought this was much more creepy. So next up we have my thrift shop, flea market. Let's say flea market, it's easier for me to say. A hall which I have old books, obviously, and they all are in Finnish because I live in Finland and not many people read in English or buy English books, or actually even try to sell them at a flea market. So first up I have a copy of Finnish Classic. What a good way to start in English. And yeah, this is Alexis Kivi, which is one of the most famous nationalist authors in Finland, and it's about 7 brothers, and it's literally translated into 7 brothers. And this book was written in 1870. So it's an old classic book in Finland, and I am a person who collects classics, and so I had to get this one. It's not any kind of important or old copy in any way. It's only from the 80s, which is not that old for a book. But it was in a good condition. I took off the dust jacket that was very, very much damaged by time and use, but the underneath linen cover is in very good condition, and the pages look actually quite good and not that yellow that you could think they would look. So I'm also excited to read this because I haven't read this ever before. At me, Finnish Classic, not read. But anyway, then next one. Let's continue with old books. I have an old book by Ellen Montgomery. And it's one of the Anne of Green Gables books. It's the 4th one, I think. Anne in Her Own House, if I remember right. Because this book doesn't have English edition marked in the inner space pages, like they usually have the original name. But we have only this. This doesn't tell me anything. This only tells me this is the 4th edition and who's the translator and what books did come before this one, and which is the publication house. And this also doesn't tell me anything. So I looked it up on internet, but I forgot to write it down. But anyway, this is very beautiful copy actually. And this one is actually quite old. It's from 1950. So it's already a 71-year-old book. And I'm quite happy I found it. It has a very yellowed page edges. And the letter part here is quite funny. But otherwise it's in quite a good condition. It's quite beautiful also. And then it's not old book, but it's from olden times. And it's Winnie the Pooh from A.A. Milne. A.A. Milne, and it's an 80-year celebration edition, and it's the original book, but a much newer one, and it has beautiful book ribbon mark. And it's also a Finnish edition, obviously, and I paid €3 for this, so it wasn't bad price at all. So yeah, this came out 2006, but the original Winnie the Pooh came out 1926. And I think Winnie the Pooh is absolutely adorable children's story. So when I found this book, I had to get it because it's good to own this. Also, this one had a dust jacket, but it was very damaged, but it doesn't matter. This is gorgeous. Oh, and if you wanted to know what the rest of these books cost for me, Montgomery book, Anne of Green Gables book was €1, and the Seven Brothers book doesn't tell me because I have taken off the price, but I think it was something like €1, €2 too. To continue with Winnie the Pooh, I got this huge storybook of Winnie the Pooh and other stories and poems by A.A. Milne. It's a huge one, and it's a very pretty one. Its dust jacket is also a little bit damaged, but it's fine. We can also take it off because look at that cover. Now that's beautiful. I might actually take it off because it's not that... The dust jacket is not that pretty and it's hard to move around. So it looks like this was €6, which is understandable because it's much bigger and it has a lot of things. So, yes. And to continue with storybook theme, I got Heidi Book, because my name is Heidi. It's in Finnish Heidi. And so of course I had to own at least one Heidi book. And it was also €1, and it has a very weird illustration with some pictures. Like, this illustration style is interesting, it's so old. I love how old it is. I like old books, old storybooks. Oh, love them. When was this released? 75. It's 1975 edition, so it's straight from the 70s, and the illustration really does look like it. But it's in a very good condition, and of course you have to own at least one Heidi book, right? So I have 2 more books to show, one of which is a cookbook. I think I'm going to show as some kind of Winnie the Pooh enthusiast, and I've never thought about myself as one. But maybe I am at the end. Because this is Winnie the Pooh's cookbook. Yes. And it was so cute. And it was only €1 too. So I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna buy this one. It's super cute. And it has very nice recipes and foods I would like to, and illustrations. And I love how each section is a different Winnie the Pooh character. And you know, like snacks are... I actually don't know the English names of these characters, so I'm... Piglet! Oh, snacks are Piglet. I do remember. And... yeah, that's about it. Rabbit, maybe. Oh, where did it symbol? Eroy is one. Anyway, let's move on. And the final book I found is also Finnish edition, but it's the first part of his Dark Materials, and if the inside cover is right, it's called Northern Lights in English. In Finnish, it translates into Golden Compass, which I remember is the name of the movie. What was it in English? Anyway, the Golden Compass. And it's a very good copy, actually. It's quite new. It was 2018 copy of this by Philip Pullman, of course. Like, it cost for me €2.80. It's very cheap for a book that's this new and in this good condition. And that way I can start my Philip Pullman collection and read this one too, because heck yeah. I have never read this one, but I remember it was a big thing when I was a kid. And the movie came out around when I was a teenager or kid. I don't remember which one, but anyway. So yeah, I already looked at this at the bookstore back in 2018 when this came out, and I bought this for my niece, and I was like, oh, I want one myself too, because this is so pretty. Like, look at those stars. But I didn't, thank God, because now I got it and it was so cheap for me, and because it was very expensive. Finnish books are expensive. Like, you can, like, new book can cost you 30 euros. 30 euros. Now this was 280. I'm happy because I saved almost 30 euros there. I'm so happy about that. Alright, that was it. That was a lot of books. 20 books actually. I just counted them all. So 20 books. That's actually, I think I just doubled all my books that I own with just this book haul that I did for June and July. So they are very new books. And I think honestly that I owned very little books before, because most of them are my boyfriend's. Because we are now living together, so I have a lot of books, but most of them were his. Would it be weird to add a part where I count all my books just for you? I'm gonna do it. So I have a lot of manga, all the Fullmetal Alchemist and Fruit Baskets, and Katekyo with Hitman Repawns and Kaitos are mine, and those couple in the back are also mine. So, but I'm not gonna count manga as actual, novels. Then I own the almost whole Twilight series. Then these three are mine. The Twisted Tree that I never read. The Grey Book that I read by Neil Gaiman, it was good. The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, very beautiful edition. Is this my nerdy moment? Oh yeah. Then I own, these are mine. All Percy Jacksons and the Olympians. I owned Sifton's Heap Magic and this island. The rest of my boyfriends, actually all of these are my boyfriends because we had double. Then I had a couple of Artemis Fowl books, but also my boyfriend did, so we were giving up. Those we have double. Then these Maze Runner books are mine, and this Captive Princess by S.U. Packard, and this random J.K. Rowling book. Then I own this complete works of William Shakespeare. Then the Brontes, Wuthering Heights, then Jane Austen, some Dickens, which is Oliver Twist. And then I have The Great Gatsby by Fitzgerald. Then I have some more Montgomery books, which are Emily of the New Moon books. I have Jane Austen, Bride of Prejudice. Then I own all Harry Potter's. Oh, now that we are looking, I got my Harry Potter books. Then I own Metro 2033, Ready Player One, Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda, Rainbow Rowers Carry On, and Fangirl, and this Star book, and then this Finnish book about Finnish mythology, then this Finnish book, then this Chris Bradford Samurai books, Young Samurai books, then Uncharted book by Christopher Golden, and then Aristotle and Dante Discovered the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Zines. Then this Finnish book about Minna Kanth, Tales of 100 Arabian Nights, whatever that is in English, and then the Alice in Wonderland, Alice Through the Looking Glass, and Roald Dahl book. Then this Lagoon is my book. These three randoms are mine, and that's Bible, which is mine. That is all non-fiction. Some of these non-fiction books, I'm not sure which ones. Tolkien's Lord of the Ring books and Lewis's Narnia books. All of them. in one collection. And if you're all wondering what the heck, this is my filming setup. But thank you everyone so much for watching, and I hope you had fun with my little book haul. I know there aren't any new releases there, but for me these books are all new. I haven't read them before, and I'm glad I bought these because it's always nice to own books that I actually enjoy. And of course I can't know if I enjoyed all of them, but most I think I will. So it's nice that you stayed to watch my whole book haul video, and well, I will see you in the next one. Bye!